the K&K Sports Show. Are you looking for sports knowledge?
I always liked on-base percentage. I was a big on-base percentage guy. Because there were some kids you would look out and go, damn, that kid is always on base.
Passion?
Weapons, weapons, weapons. How excited. I'm fired up for that.
Accountability?
Hello, my fellow ladies and gents. It's ye old fraud slayer back with yet another fraud slay.
Loyalty?
One all-around basketball player, rebounding, assists, everything. I'm taking LeBron James.
Strategy?
We go legit sleeper guys, but I think Kyler Murray's going to have a ridiculous year this year.
Mixed with laughter? While keeping it real?
Well, I did because I'm one of the only one that's realistic. He stinks.
The K&K Sports Show starts now.
And we are live. Mr. Kirkpatrick, you're the hero of the day.
Better be.
Just got home. Would you take about an hour nap?
Dedication.
Dedication, baby. Dedication.
One job to the next.
That's it, baby. How you doing this morning, Mr. Kirkpatrick?
Good, good. I want to shout out one of my coworkers. Okay, I'm very interested. She gave me 3 books. And you say books? When are you gonna read? But she gave me these books. They're from 1970. Great moments in pro football.
Oh, no, okay.
Star quarterbacks in the NFL. And look at that one. Linebackers, great linebackers in the NFL. Look who's on the cover.
Well, you know what? I'm going to be honest. You kind
1970.
Kenny, you kind of went around the bush a little to try to trick me by saying books. I thought you meant like novels. And I was like, there's no way you're reading novels. But these, I could see you reading these books. You're interested?
Hey, they're not all pictures.
Okay, but they're sports
reading.
books. I thought you were going to read like The Summer Rain and something like that. Like,
oh, well, let's not get carried away.
That I can't see you doing. Absolutely.
I'm not a teacher. Let's not get carried away.
No. So what else is going on? You're right. Little Saturday, another week for Saturday. I'll tell you this. Listen, it's Saturday. I'm excited for football, but I'm going to be super pumped next week because a week and an hour from now, my number 8 Auburn Tigers open up versus Kentucky next week, and the SEC opens up.
Well, let me tell you, you had a disappointment with one of your Final Four teams, Iowa State, and we'll get into that because we're going to do some college football. Big Ten opening back up. We might have to redo our top 4.
Yes, we will.
But my national champions, Auburn, so they better come out like I'm taking even a bigger risk.
Well, right out of the gate, they're home versus number 23 Kentucky.
Yeah.
And then and then in 2 weeks, 7:30 ESPN at number 4 Georgia. So there's no listen. This is SEC. This isn't Powder Puff City over here.
Oh, yeah, let me
we're
ask
playing,
you
man.
Powder. This isn't Powder Puff City. A team like Auburn, a team like Alabama, a team like Georgia, anybody in those top teams in the SEC, you could throw LSU in there. They lose one game early, they could still be national champion. Correct?
Yeah, yes, one. I
now,
think one.
This year, if they lose 2, is it possible?
Again, I gotta see. See, it's usually when you lose 2, it's like you lose like the year Auburn had a shot to get in with 2 losses, they lost to Clemson. So they lost like a non-conference schedule game. To lose 2 it depends. Like if they lost to Georgia and say Alabama close,
But then you come back and you win your tournament.
Right. Yeah.
It'd be different this year.
Yeah. But here's the thing, Kenny. Here's the thing. Like, people are all excited tonight. Again, I want to watch this game a little tonight, but I want to say it's like number 18. And again, all these rankings the AP rankings are off because, like, the Big Ten teams aren't in there. So, like, tonight is number 18 Miami versus number 17 Louisville. And everyone's like, oh, my God, what a game. Like, we're playing somebody who's equivalent to that next week in Kentucky. And that's like, it has to be a must win because you're playing 4 teams that are 10 times better than that. So that's why the SEC in my level is just, it's in a totally different level. But let's get to this, Kenny, real quick. Opening weekend, October 24th, breaking news, it just came out. These are the Big Ten games. Tell me if any of these games interest you, okay? And hopefully starting next week, we're going to have our guy, another guy on this panel with us.
Yeah, another guy joining us, Carson from the YouTube phenomenon.
Michigan State alum.
Michigan State alum. He's going to be third part of our panel starting next week.
So we're going to definitely talk Big Ten football. I can tell you that.
Absolutely. He's going to be our Big Ten guy.
So here's the headline game on the 24th. Okay, and again, I want you to know if anything interests you here.
Good.
Ohio State opens their season at home against Nebraska.
Yes.
Okay.
Nebraska making a lot of noise in that Big Ten. That they want to play, you know, they fought the Big Ten tooth and nail.
You better come out ready to roll.
I'm not saying you got to win that game, but you better not get your shoes blown off and lose 55-7.
Right. Be in the game.
You're supposed to be a big boy.
Be in the game.
Be a big boy.
Be in the game. Here's another.
Put on your big boy. Put on your big boy pants.
Here's another one, and this is where our guy Mark is another guy talking. You know, he's always talking about. We want our respect, Michigan at Minnesota. You better win that game, man. You better win that game if you're Michigan.
Minnesota's got a lot to prove, though, too, to prove that they weren't a one-year wonder. So that's going to be a good game.
Right, but Michigan better win. I mean, if you want to compete with the Ohio States, you better not lose at Minnesota. Agree with that or no?
Minnesota's got to win to prove that they're not a one-year wonder.
Yep. All right.
Well, very, very good game there. I like that.
Penn State at Indiana.
Not bad.
Penn State's they're highly ranked this year.
Yep.
I think James Franklin has done a really nice job. What do you think?
That situation.
He took over a bad situation.
Penn State could be a sleeper team this year for the Big Ten, for sure. Everybody's Ohio State just handed it to them.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, Penn State could just let them all fight, let them all get the publicity, let the Michigans get their publicity, let Nebraska get on the map, Minnesota,
I agree.
Darlings last year. Let's just go do our business, boys. That's what I tell them, Coach. If I'm Coach Franklin, that's what I tell my boys.
I agree. Iowa at Purdue.
Yeah, I mean, another good game. Iowa should win, but Purdue
at home.
Purdue has a shot at an upset there.
Illinois at Wisconsin. That should be a win for Wisconsin.
Wisconsin should, but last year they Illinois caught them by surprise last year.
Maryland at
Do you remember that? You remember that Illinois caught them by surprise?
Oh yeah, that hurt them because Illinois, Wisconsin had a shot at the playoff. I mean, they had a long shot to get in, but they had a shot at the end, and that would have. I mean, they were a national title contender.
You think there's going to be a lot on that, so that Wisconsin should at home look impressive.
Okay, Maryland at Northwestern.
First one, I'm not interested in much. Even being from Maryland, I'm not high on Maryland and Northwestern. The kids over there are all scholars. That they're not to sound funny. They're probably more concerned and rightfully so.
Yeah, but you're
finding a vaccine for COVID.
Yeah, but you're a scholar. I mean, that's what you're like that.
Of course. No, that's the first one I'm not really interested in.
And here's a thought. The last game, and this is something, again, we're going to get in conjunction with our guy, our Michigan State guy, Mr. Carson. Rutgers at Michigan State. Maybe he could have some guys there. We could be live, we could have him from Michigan State. Does Rutgers have a shot in this game?
Possibly. I'm going to say really not much.
You know what? I'll say this, though. Michigan State the past couple of years, especially last year, he was down. And you know what?
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to bounce back too. So,
If Rutgers can get off on the right track, this could be
you know, I think
upset city.
Shiano.
Now, here's the thing that's gonna, you know, a thing that can help Rutgers, and this is a bad thing to say, in my opinion. This whole pandemic can help teams like Rutgers and the teams that are down in the conference, Nebraska.
Right.
Maybe those Nebraska kids are going to want to stay in Nebraska, not go to a college far away. And the same with Rutgers.
You said that.
Shiano goes and gets the kids from the big schools, those that don't know, St. Joe's, Don Bosco.
You've been on that.
Catholic.
You've been on that, Kenny.
Prep.
From day one.
He might be able to get some of those recruits now. If I'm Coach Shiano, I go to the, you know, I look on the map and I say, guys, where are our big kids going to school? And a lot of these kids might not have a full video to show coaches this year with the COVID. They're not going to get a full season in some of these kids.
Right.
So that's going to help Rutgers, I think, on the recruiting level.
Okay.
We'll see.
So that's the, you know, listen, I'm excited for that. Let's go real quick, 5 minutes. I want to look ahead to one more thing. I want to look ahead to next week's college. Before I get into today, I just want to read you the SEC games, and I want you to tell me again if you are you're interested for next week.
Okay.
I mean, I'm going to be interested in, I'm going to be honest, all the SEC games. I mean, you know, I'm an SEC guy, but 12 o'clock games next week. Number 5, Florida at Ole Miss. Yes, sir, or no?
Yes.
At another 12 o'clock, you know, I'll be in front of that TV. Number 23, Kentucky at number 8, Auburn.
Yes.
Well, you got it. I mean, they're your national champs.
Yep.
Okay, 3:30 games. Mississippi at number 6, national championship, LSU.
What was it?
Mississippi State at LSU.
Oh yeah, yes. I don't think LSU is going to bounce back this year. Mississippi State, that kind of upset written line right off the bat.
At home, though.
Yeah.
Ooh. We'll wait for
not many fans though, if any.
Right. No, great point. Number 4 at 4 o'clock. Number 4, Georgia at Arkansas.
No. Arkansas. I seen them last year. That's over by the end of the first quarter.
7 o'clock. Number 2, Alabama at Mizzou.
Yes, 'cause I want to see how good Alabama is.
Any interest in Mizzou?
Mizzou might surprise you. We'll see. They could be a sleeper.
Well, surprise, like beat them?
Your boy Drew Lock went there.
Well, that's true. Listen, they don't have Drew Lock, and I don't even know if Drew Lock would help them. But next week, that quarterback's gonna be running for his life.
We'll see. I'm gonna watch that.
7:30. Vanderbilt at number 10, Texas A&M. They're getting a lot of hype. Texas A&M, a lot of hype.
Yeah. Again, I'll watch that just to see how good Texas A&M really is, because that's a team that's gotten a lot of hype. Is right.
All right, and 7:30, number 15, Tennessee at South Carolina. That's going to be a good game. That's going to be a good game.
South Carolina's a sleeper team of mine.
That's going to be a good game. All right, so let's get to this. Let's get to today's schedule. What game, is there any games today that stand out for you?
Nothing really stands out, but a couple games I want to see. I want to see the Miami Louisville. The winner of that game could be a sleeper in the ACC.
Yep.
And then another ACC team that I want to see play today. I want to see Georgia Tech, how they bounce back from that big win against Florida State.
That's yep. And I'm excited to watch UFC. I'm sorry, UCF, UFC.
See how good both of these teams are. Because these are two dark horses right there. I like the dark horses.
Okay. I'm excited to watch the Miami-Louisville game, too. I think Louisville, I don't know. I like both. The kid Cunningham's good. King is good. they're a very good. It's a very good. It's a very good. It's a great game. I think. I think a big is it a must win for Miami tonight?
Yes.
You think so?
Yes.
I heard this morning they were saying Miami and Louisville, both of those teams have to come up and say, hey, like, we can play with Notre Dame and Clemson. And this is a game they got to make a statement to do it.
Yep.
You got to pick?
On who?
The Miami-Louisville. You got to pick?
Miami. I'm going Miami. I think they started up this year.
Okay. Anything else today? Anything else that you'd like to watch? Anything else interest you?
I want to see Georgia Tech pull up an upset against UCF.
0-2. Can you imagine? I'm sorry, 2-0. They go 2-0.
They're going to go 2-0.
Are you going to watch the Citadel versus Clemson at all?
I'm going to see if it's
how ugly.
I couldn't tell you where the Citadel's mascot name is, and I couldn't tell you where they were from. And that's like the equivalent of not Rutgers going to Ohio State.
They're the Bulldogs, by the way.
That's the equivalent of your William Patterson going to Ohio State.
It's amazing, but you know what they still say though is how, like, as bad as an NFL team is, right? So say like they're saying the Jaguars are bad. They're saying even if you took Clemson and you put Clemson versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, that Clemson would just get destroyed. Like, I'm always amazed when people say that. I don't know. Again, it's a tune-up game. Let's be honest. It's don't get anybody hurt. Go out. It's like a practice. But again, why the Citadel's doing it? It's definitely a money thing. How about at number 23, Appalachian State at Marshall?
Yeah, that's a good one. Those are two. Appalachian State don't look as like they're sneaking up on.
No, they lost a lot. Quarterback is back.
Marshall. You never know what Marshall's going to give you.
Now, here's a game that I'm not intrigued by. It's a team I'm intrigued by. Is Pittsburgh. Listen, I've been the hardest one on the. It's nice to see a little ACC teams though, like Louisville and Miami, and building up Pittsburgh instead of just it's Clemson and everybody else. The Syracuse, you and your Syracuse. Now the line's 20.5.
They were in that game till the fourth quarter last week, and then it got ugly.
Well, it gets ugly quick with them. That's the scary part.
This isn't North Carolina. Pitt's not as good as North Carolina. I think Syracuse is going to play them tight. I think Pitt's going to win, though.
You know what? I'm going to give Syracuse this. That's two tough games out of the go to North Carolina and now go to Pitt. I mean, that's a tough 1-2 start for your ACC.
Yeah.
Another ACC game. It's getting a little talk. I was listening to our guy Bear today. Boston College at Duke. Boston College has a transfer from Notre Dame at quarterback that all these people are fired up about. They're going to Duke. Duke did not play bad at Notre Dame last week. You have a preference in that game?
No, but I think Duke. If I had to choose, I would choose Duke.
Why? You are you a fan of the head coach? I mean, I know he's a big time.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Boston College. Lost Dillon. They lost their their best player. So, and I watched Kansas blow the doors off Boston College last year. So, give me Duke and a bounce back this week.
Okay, Notre Dame at home against South Florida. Both teams are 1-0. Any problems at Notre Dame today?
None.
Blowout?
Yeah.
Okay. A team I'm interested in watching just because the offense, and I love the running back Hubbard. Oklahoma State, ranked number 11, open up against Tulsa. Now, Tulsa was beating them last year, I want to say into the third or fourth quarter. Any problems at home? Tulsa, I think Tulsa has like 8 out of 11 guys back. What is your prediction?
Chuba Hubbard, Heisman candidate. I think Oklahoma State can be, especially with Iowa State losing.
Okay.
Kansas State losing. Some of the Big 12 schools losing. Oklahoma State can come up with a nice win today. They can be on the right track to knocking the king off the throne, and that's Oklahoma.
Okay.
So let's see what happens. In-state rival, go out and beat them big.
Okay.
Make a statement.
A game that a lot of people like tonight, a team that a lot of people like tonight, 8 o'clock, Wake Forest at NC State. A lot of people are picking Wake Forest. They're actually now a favorite. They were a 2-point underdog, and now I want to say they're like a point or a point and a half favorite. They played, listen, I'm not going to say they played Clemson tight last week. It was really never tight. They scored a couple late, but they made plays. Wake Forest, NC State. One, does it interest you? And two, how would you go with that game?
Doesn't interest me much. Wake Forest, I could see why they're a favorite. I don't know much about NC State. Catching NC State's first game of the year, Wake Forest already had a game under their belt.
Okay.
I could see why Wake on the road favorite. It's not that far of a ride. It's an interstate. Wake Forest is in North Carolina. I like Wake Forest in that spot too.
Okay. I mean, again, nothing. Here's one. Does Navy bounce? I mean, Navy got embarrassed on Labor Day night. Embarrassed by BYU. They're going to Tulane. Tulane's a 5.5-point favorite. Tulane's 1-0. Tulane was down pretty big last week. They came back, they rallied to win the game. Does Navy show their pride and come back and, one, keep it close, or two, just outright upset them at Tulane?
Keep it close, absolutely. Upset them, possibly.
Who would you go if you had to, though?
I would go Navy because I am going to say BYU is that good. I watched them last year. That team plays defense.
You know what it is too, Kenny? It's North Carolina got canceled, huh? That just must be new. That game just got canceled along with the Houston Baylor game. I didn't know North Carolina got canceled.
I didn't know North Carolina got canceled. Who they play in Charlotte?
They're playing Charlotte, yeah. So,
I don't know what happened there.
Yep. But they're saying a bad week, this wasn't, it actually would have been Michigan. I'm sorry, today's games would have been Alabama, Georgia would have been playing today. And I want to say it would have been Penn State, Michigan. There was going to be a big game in Michigan today. So, but I'm going to be honest. Other than that, there's nothing else. Who's a potential? Give me 3 potential outright upsets today.
Georgia Tech.
Okay.
Navy.
I'm not going to say Miami, Louisville. I mean, that game's a point, so we're not going to say that.
There's not much else in my mind.
Oklahoma State have any shot of losing to Tulsa at home?
I don't see it happening.
How about Louisiana, ranked number 19, going to Georgia State?
That could be a sneaky one. We'll see the hype.
I got
Marshall.
one.
Marshall's a small underdog.
I like Marshall too.
I could see them.
And Georgia Tech over UCF?
Yes. I think my lock of the week favorite is Duke. Big over Boston College today.
Wow, you're going head to head against the Bear, because the Bear on his board this morning picked Boston College.
Did he really?
Yeah, he did. He took Boston College.
Shocked.
And again, just not a great slate, you know.
No, we need the big boys back. You know, the
Next
SEC.
week, next week's gonna be. I'm telling you, next week you're gonna have. Again, next week you're gonna come right out of the gate, and you're gonna have SEC games. You know, Oklahoma plays next week. They'll play Kansas State.
And Big 12, some Big 12 games.
You know, you got some Big 12. You got Louisville at Pitt. That's a good game next week. Texas Tech, West Virginia, Oklahoma State, Army, Cincinnati. I mean, next week's going to be like, it's going to feel like Florida State, Miami.
Next week's going to be the big week. Yep.
Florida State, Miami. You know, so
I'm excited about next week.
I'm excited about next week too. I'll be getting nervous. We'll be going right from the show. I'll be going right to the couch to watch my Auburn boys. I'll be wearing my Bo Nix jersey next week. I'll be ready to go. You want to hit up a little? Want to do a little NFL?
Let's do some NFL.
Let's do some NFL. I mean, we did like on our wits and wagers and stuff, but let's get to here. Let's go
Thursday night's game.
Yeah, Thursday night. You know what? Listen, we were both right. I mean, I thought listen, it was a must-win for Cleveland. I thought Baker Mayfield. I'm going to be honest. I didn't watch much of the game. I was running around. But what I heard was that Stefanski, who I am not a fan of, put Baker on the move. You know, like, did you watch the game?
I watched some.
They're saying, like, they put Baker, instead of just a straight drop back guy, they rolled him out a little, bootlegs.
A lot of play action.
Yeah.
So it was the Bengals. I'm not getting excited about it. You did put up 30. Your defense did allow 30 points to the Bengals offense as well. Bengals offense ain't bad.
No, you're
still not good. You got some fans in there. You can't be giving up 30 points.
And they also said
38 points to the Ravens and 30 points to the Bengals. You ain't winning.
Right. And what they said, which was nice, was that Cleveland, like, they ran the rock. You know, Chubb and Hunt. I mean, Chubb ran for 22 for 124. You know, it was a nice mix. So, listen, that team's got weapons. You said it. That team's got a lot of weapons.
Got a lot of weapons. They got long way to go, though.
Long way to go.
Baker having a good game. That's a right step. Beckham having a good game. Right step. Running game. Big step. Defense. No reason. Myles Garrett in that defense.
That's a problem.
Up to a rookie, 30 points.
That's a problem.
I know there was a late score, but 30 points. That's a lot.
No, I agree. What 3 games? Give me 3 games you're interested. No spreads involved. Just straight up. What are the 3 best games tomorrow you think? Interesting games.
3 games that I want to see. I want to see the Cowboys and Falcons. Because the Cowboys, in my mind, are still overrated.
Yep.
It's just me as an NFC East guy that they get hyped up, and Falcons. If it was anybody but Dan Quinn, I think the Falcons could beat them. But I'm going to see tomorrow. I'm going to see. I want to see that game. I want to see. Want to see the Rams and Eagles.
You guys are so high on these Rams, man.
And I am not sold on the Eagles.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Miles Sanders is back tomorrow.
Miles Sanders is back.
And that's a big difference.
It is, but I want to see that. I want to see if it was a fluke with the Rams. I want to see if the Eagles are just better than I thought, or if they're as bad as I thought.
Okay.
And the last one, I'm going to say Vikings-Colts, because the loser of that game puts themselves in an 0-2 hole.
Yep.
And both teams, one looked worse than the other. The Colts got surprised by Jacksonville, and the Vikings couldn't stop Aaron Rodgers. So I know Philip Rivers ain't Aaron Rodgers, and the Vikings should be a better team than the Jaguars. So
yeah,
we'll see. But the Colts are home, so we'll see.
Okay. I'm going to give you 3, and again, not to be a homer, I'm very excited to see my boys tomorrow with KJ Hamler, hopefully with Cortland Sutton. So now we have Sutton, Hamler, and Judy. That Pittsburgh defense is sick, man. And
Yep.
I'm excited to see that game. I'm excited to see Drew Lock. Again, very going to be tough to win, but I'm excited to see how Drew Lock fares versus, that defense. Another game I'm excited to see is Kyler Murray against that Washington defense at 4:00. I think that, Washington's defense is no joke. And Kyler Murray, after a big game versus San Fran, will he be able to do it again? And so that's my number 2. And I don't know. I think the best game is tomorrow night. I'm high on Seattle this year. I got them going to the NFC Championship game, even though they're going to. I have them losing to the Saints. I think. Listen, Belichick is the best, man, and Belichick's going to somehow shut down Russell Wilson, or he's going to try to. So. Belichick and Pete Carroll, rematch of the Super Bowl. I'm pumped up to watch that tomorrow night. So those are my 3.
Nice.
So,
I like it.
Any outright upsets?
Outright upsets. I think the Giants can upset the Bears.
Yeah, I agree.
If the Giants don't win tomorrow, they're looking at an 0-5 possible start.
What do they got the rest of the way? The next 3?
They got the Niners. And then they
Okay.
got the 49ers. I want to say Seattle might be in there.
Okay.
It might be the Cowboys or the Eagles in there. I'm not sure.
I agree with you. I think the Giants. I'm not sold on. I think the Bears would be so much better with Nick Foles. I really do.
I'm going to get you that answer right now.
But do you agree with that, Kenny, or no?
What's that?
That I think the Bears would be so much better with Nick Foles. I do.
Yep.
I don't. I'm big on Nick Foles. Listen. The guy won a Super Bowl. The guy wins in big playoff games. I know people are going to throw me the stats when he was with the Rams and he was with all this, but man, he's saying he thinks the Giants play the Cowboys week 6.
I got the schedule right here. Tomorrow's the Bears. Then following week's the 49ers. And they go play the Rams
Wow, that's a tough schedule.
and Cowboys. And then it's the Washington and then the Eagles after that.
That's a tough schedule. You know what, Kenny? I'm really super pumped though to get. We gotta get Carson on the 24th. When he joins us, we gotta get people live from Michigan State.
Yeah.
We gotta get that.
I'm looking forward to a little college morning show over at Michigan State in the future.
Oh, college game day basketball. Hoops would love that.
Yeah.
Anybody else outright upset?
Yeah, I got another upset I'll give you. I'm going to give you Monday night, the Raiders. But I'm going to give you a sneaky one. I'm going to give you...
Can my Broncos upset them, Kenny?
I wouldn't be super shocked. The Giants had the Steelers on the ropes for a while. So they gotta run the ball a little bit if they want to beat them. They can't do what the Giants did and have 6 yards rushing from your star running back. Not saying you got to run for 200, but run the ball a little bit.
Okay.
I'll give you an upset. Vikings, a small one. Watch out for these Jaguars. I don't think the Titans are as good as people think they are. Clowney, I think, is way overrated.
You think Jacksonville can go into Tennessee tomorrow and beat them?
Do I think they will? If you told me I had to put my life on it, no. But would I be sweating for my life because it could happen? Yes.
Okay.
I don't believe in the Titans this year. I don't believe in Ryan Tannehill.
Well, I don't believe in the Titans. Listen, I don't believe in the Titans either. That
No, they got lucky because the Broncos gave them that game.
But you know what? I'm going to say one thing about these Titans.
Here's the reason why I don't like the Titans. Their kicking game's a mess.
Which is shocking, man. That guy's going to the Hall of Fame. Like, I'm shocked.
Yeah.
Like, he just became bad? I mean, how? Guy's one of the best kickers we've seen.
Makes you think Belichick knew something.
Yeah. But listen, Belichick does that all the time.
I do not trust Ryan Tannehill.
Oh, I don't trust Ryan Tannehill either. The problem, though, with this, not that the problem, but this team.
Stack up Derrick Henry. Tannehill, you beat us.
Right, but here's the thing, though.
Like Steelers did with Barkley, teams are going to do with Derrick Henry all year.
Right, but here's the thing. Okay, Denver held him last week to 3.7 yards a carry. Do you think that's good? I mean, that's a good. I'm saying defensively, I think it's pretty good, right? Like,
yes,
you shut him down. But they're so adamant about running the ball. He still ran for 116 yards. Like, their mentality is, I don't care. Like, we're going to run and run and run. And you know what? Like, that breaks the defense. I mean, you got to be, that's why, like, I'm very disappointed in how Denver's defense with that last drive, but they really shut him down. Like, they didn't have him running for 220 like he did for Baltimore. I mean, we're going to see with Jacksonville because I don't think he's going to get 10 carries tomorrow. I mean, I think he's going to get 25 to 30 carries.
Yeah.
So teams got to be.
The problem with Tennessee is and he doesn't even scare me. Like, the Tannehill obviously doesn't scare me, but A.J. Brown, is he scaring you compared to.
A.J. Brown's out, too. He's not even playing.
Yeah. I'm not big on the Titans this year. They got a game handed to them that they should have lost on Sunday night. And we'll see tomorrow how good they are.
Right.
Because you're home against the Jaguars, who surprised the Colts. We'll see if it was a surprise, a fluke, or if the Jaguars are going to catch people by surprise this year because they're not tanking and they're going with the young guys who they believe. I mean, it says how bad this defense is. Look how young and the names that are on that defense stuff.
No, I know.
You got Miles Jack. You got Chason. You got
listen, Miles Jack is Miles Jack's
Josh Allen.
Josh
Allen is there.
Yeah. The thing with them though is, I don't know. I'm very. I was listening to it again yesterday. Trevor Lawrence is literally the best prospect since Andrew Luck, and maybe better, possibly since Peyton Manning. Listen, I know Minshew isn't going to go and throw a game, but
I'll tell you this about Minshew. He showed me a lot last week.
He did, but
19 to 20. I don't think he's going to go out now and have 15 bad games.
Right. But my question is it worth? And again, I'm not gonna go and say like who were quarterbacks this year, like Joe Burrow, okay? Joe Burrow isn't Trevor Lawrence. He's not from the scouts view. He's not from the poise and everything. But as an organization, looking back 10 years from now, and you can go and say, listen, like we won some games where we went 5-11 with Minshew, and we weren't in the sweepstakes for Lawrence. Like that can, I mean, you get Trevor Lawrence, you're probably gonna have a shot at a Super. Whoever gets Trevor Lawrence is probably gonna have a shot at a Super Bowl. I mean, let's be honest.
Could this be a real life draft day movie situation next year?
Yeah, I think so.
Because a team gets Lawrence and then the auction's up. You know, somebody like, let's just throw a team out there. Let's say Washington. Washington gets that number 1 pick. Now they're holding an auction for that pick. Rivera's like, no, we're going to stick with with Haskins, we got our eyes on somebody else later on in the draft.
All right. Let's play this game. Okay? Real quick. I'm going to say to you for the next 10 to 15 years, and don't look at money, but for the next 10 to 15 years, either say to me you're going to take Lawrence or this quarterback I'm going to name. Like, if you're not 100% sold that you would do this, okay? You're not 100% sold. Like, if I said to you Russell Wilson or Trevor Lawrence, would you say Russell Wilson?
Yes.
Okay. You're sold on that.
Yes.
Okay. If you're not 100% sold, say, I don't know, or Trevor Lawrence.
Okay.
Josh Allen or Trevor Lawrence? You're a GM.
I got to see how far the Bills go this year, so I don't know right now.
Okay. Cam Newton or Trevor Lawrence?
Trevor Lawrence.
Sam Darnold or Trevor Lawrence?
Trevor Lawrence.
Tua or Trevor Lawrence?
Tua.
Wow.
Well,
Okay. I wouldn't.
hey, it was tanking for Tua, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
now he's
okay.
back, so why would you go get Lawrence? So that's the only reason.
Okay. Lamar Jackson or Tua? I'm sorry, Lamar Jackson or Lawrence?
Lamar Jackson.
Okay. I'm not going to say Big Ben because I'll say, who's their backup? Rudolph or Lawrence. Okay. Baker Mayfield or Lawrence?
Trevor Lawrence.
Joe Burrow or Lawrence?
Joe Burrow.
Minshew or Lawrence?
Don't know.
Oh, no way. No way. No way.
I'll tell you right now why.
No way.
He goes out. They go out and win 8 games this year, 8-8, and he's got a 65% passing rating. He plays great. It's not his fault on the losses. You get an auction. I'm looking right now at the team. I'm the Panthers, and I got the 3rd pick. Okay, I got the 3rd pick in the draft. I'm sending all my picks. I'm sending you 3 first-round picks for that first-round pick, and I'm giving you one of my players, just like a draft day scenario.
All right, so
then
answer this. No, I got one. Then answer this because you made a point. I'm going to counterpoint you right now. If you're the Kansas City Chiefs right now, and I said to you, I'm the Jacksonville Jaguars next year, and I said I'll give you 4 number 1 picks for Patrick Mahomes, would you do it?
Absolutely not, because Mahomes is a proven.
Well, but Lawrence is a better prospect than Mahomes. He's a better prospect than Mahomes, which is crazy. That's the thing. See, I understand what you're saying. In theory, it looks like great. Like, look at this deal. But can you imagine, like, the team? Who did Kansas City trade with to get Mahomes? Like, that team, like, you know, why do people rip the Bears? You could have had Mahomes. Why do people even rip Houston? You could have had Mahomes over you. You know, like the teams that pass him. Do you want to be that team?
I know you're not going to agree with this, but who is labeled the best quarterback of all time?
Brady.
What round was he picked?
6th.
Yes. Was he a top prospect?
No, but
obviously, don't think I'm saying Gardner Minshew is this. He's not. Okay. But the point I'm making is, if he is a quarterback that can win games for you, why do you need to go get another quarterback? Stockpile those first-round draft picks on a team that wants to. All
right, I'm gonna answer you because you just mentioned about Brady being a 6th-round pick, right? Okay, in our lifetime, I'm saying since we started watching sports from the early '80s, I think there's been 3 no-brain. When these 3 guys came out, listen, they're going to be NFL players, NFL quarterbacks for a long time. They're going to be Hall of Famers, and they're going to win. Who are those 3 guys? There's 3 that I can think of. 3. Peyton Manning. And I'm saying this, like, from the scout's point of view, listen, number 1 pick, hands down. Andrew Luck.
Elway,
okay? 100%. Elway, Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck. Did Elway get the Super Bowls?
Yes.
Did Peyton Manning?
Yes.
Okay. Andrew Luck didn't.
No.
But did Andrew Luck come pretty friggin' close?
He came close.
And he retired. But that's my point with Trevor Lawrence. All right, but let me continue with this, though. All right, Colts. Brissett or Lawrence?
Lawrence.
Tannehill or Lawrence?
Lawrence.
Deshaun Watson or Lawrence? You can say Watson. I'll give you Watson on that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to take Watson, but you got to get rid of Bill O'Brien. So LeBron might go Lawrence and just cause a controversy.
But I'll give you Lawrence.
O'Brien will take Lawrence and start Watson.
All right, I'm going to give you Watson though
and have two Clemson two Clemson quarterbacks fighting over there.
I can see that. Okay, Mahomes or Lawrence?
No, Mahomes.
Okay, Herbert or Lawrence? Justin Herbert or Lawrence?
Because they drafted a quarterback this year. Now, if you ask me,
but don't look.
If I'm the GM now, if it's me, I'm going to Lawrence. But the Chargers aren't going to do that.
Okay. Derek Carr or Lawrence?
Lawrence.
Drew Lock or Lawrence?
Lawrence.
Haskins or Lawrence?
Lawrence.
Dak Prescott or Lawrence?
Lawrence.
Wentz or Lawrence?
Lawrence.
How about Jalen Hurts or Lawrence?
Lawrence.
Daniel Jones or Lawrence?
If the Giants are in that position, then yes, Lawrence.
Okay.
That means Daniel Jones ain't cutting it out.
Right. I'll give you 3. All right, we'll do it this way. Aaron Rodgers for the next 10 years or Lawrence?
Next 10 years of Aaron Rodgers? Aaron Rodgers.
Okay. Jordan Love or Lawrence?
Lawrence.
Trubisky or Lawrence?
Lawrence.
Kirk Cousins or Lawrence?
Lawrence.
Stafford or Lawrence?
Lawrence.
Tyson?
That's my prediction where he's going.
Detroit?
That's my prediction where he's going. My updated predictions on where he's going.
Okay. How about Tyson Hill or Lawrence?
Lawrence.
Matt Ryan?
Lawrence.
Tampa Bay, I'm not... listen, Tampa Bay might be...
Lawrence for Carolina, which would be my other choice where he's going.
Okay, Carolina.
Those are my 2 favorites.
So Teddy, you're not going to... You would go him over Teddy Bridgewater.
Yes.
All right. Russell Wilson already, you said. Jared Goff.
Lawrence.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Lawrence.
Kyler Murray.
I'm liking Kyler Murray. I'm sticking with Kyler.
Okay. So there's not even 5 guys. Like, that's where you're saying next year it's going to be the Wild Wild West with who's...
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody's going to be open.
If one of these teams, okay, like... The point I'm trying to make is one of these teams, like, if it's Detroit, what do you want for Lawrence? No, we're keeping Lawrence. We need our quarterback. We already got a solid team. We just had a bad year again. But if I'm a young team, like, I don't know, I'm looking at, like, me personally, like the Chargers, who can realistically be there in that position.
Yep.
You think now my thing, I would go with Lawrence because I don't care for Herbert too much, but they got their quarterback in their minds now.
Right, but let me ask you that. But let me ask you, me and you.
How you want Lawrence? I want this. No, we can't give you that. Click, hang up.
Yeah, right. But see, my whole point is, remember everybody mocked the Cardinals last year. You just took Josh Rosen. Why would you take another? There's no even discussion anything about that because they did it and they made the right decision. So who's to say, like, this year, even Joe Burrow, like, honestly, even if the Cincinnati Bengals are the number 1 pick again, why can't the Bengals turn around and say, you know what? I like Trevor Lawrence better than Joe Burrow, and now I'm going to trade Joe Burrow. Why can't they do that? Like, the Cardinals did that, and everybody mocked them. Oh, they don't know what to... But no one's mocking them now because they got their guy. Think about it. They could have they could have passed on Kyler Murray and said, I'm going to take a defensive lineman and I'm going to stay with Josh Rosen. But they were smart. That's why I'm like, I don't think it's crazy for the Giants to say, I want Trevor Lawrence instead of Daniel Jones. Because like you're saying, if the Giants are picking second, something's wrong, right? Something's wrong there. Same thing with Denver. Same thing with the Jets.
If the Giants are picking there,
something's wrong.
With Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones and that offense, something's wrong. So something's not clicking, and you gotta believe it's the quarterback.
Now, it's a little different if you're losing, seriously, if you're losing games 49-45 every week. But, I mean, how many points did they put up last week?
No.
You know?
Exactly.
So that's why I think these people that are like, oh, what, it's ridiculous that I don't think it's ridiculous. I really don't. I think it's smart. Like, it's not even that you made a mistake. Like, because if Trevor Lawrence and Joe Burrow and Tua Tagovailoa, whatever his name, they all come out this year, right? And now the Bengals have the number 1 pick. What if the Bengals really said, I would have picked Trevor Lawrence over Joe Burrow. You got that chance the next year. Why not do it? Who cares? You don't think, honestly, what could you get you think you'd get number 1 pick for Joe Burrow right now?
Yeah.
You'd get at least a number 2 pick.
Yeah.
Right?
Here's a question. Here's an out-of-the-box question. Miami Dolphins get the number 1 pick next year, which can be realistic.
Yes.
Okay.
You know where I'm going with that.
Draft day comes. Now I'm the GM, and Tua played 6 games for us. He did good. But nobody's blowing me out of the water because they think I'm gonna pass on Trevor Lawrence. Nobody's blowing me out of the water. Now Tua did enough in my mind. You're the GM, Kurt. Now just play with me, okay?
Yep.
I don't want what you would do. I want this in your head. You're the GM, and in your mind, Tua did enough that you like him for your future. But draft day, no one's blowing you out of the water because they know you like Tua. Are you drafting Trevor Lawrence, and then after draft day, you wait for the biggest offer? Or do you pass on Trevor Lawrence and let the number 2 team take him?
Personally, I'm taking Trevor Lawrence.
Not to play him now. Now I'm saying if you like Tua, and then do you offer him to the next team after the draft? Because you know these teams are going to call up now.
Okay, let me ask you this. Do I have any
Trevor.
do I have
Oh my God, they took Trevor.
Do I have any intention of playing him?
No. The reason is because Tua did enough.
So basically, I'm just playing poker and saying I'm gonna
play poker, and nobody thought you would take him because you were getting lowball offers from all the teams on draft day. So now you got both of those quarterbacks, and now I'm calling.
You know why I would do it, honestly, Kenny?
I'm Washington. I had the number 3 pick this year. What do I have to offer you to get Trevor Lawrence? What do you want? This is after draft day now.
I'm going to be honest. I would do it because I think personally, I just think he's so highly rated that somebody's going to, like a team, say New England, right? New England's going to have no shot of getting him. You know, the Giants might not have no shot of getting him because I don't think the Giants are going to be 1-15. You know, a team like Denver, maybe a team like, you know, we mentioned so many teams today that might like want him, you know, like Washington, you know.
What I would want.
The Bears, you know, a team like the Bears. Say the Bears are 6-10, right? They're not going to have Sean him. But think about all the Bears. They're saying the Bears need a quarterback. The Bears need a quarterback. The Bears call up and say, all right, Mr. Kirkpatrick, what do you want? What do you want, Mr. Kirkpatrick? You have him. What do you want?
The Bears?
I'm the Bears, so I'm saying, go ahead, Mr. Kenny. What you got Lawrence. What's it going to take me to get him off you?
This is after draft day.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely want next year's number one. Following year's number one. I definitely want a number 2 in there.
So you want this year's one? You want 3 1s?
I want 2 1s. I would start off with 3 1s, but they probably counter offer. I'll give you 2 number 1s and a number 2.
Oh my God!
Like,
Listen,
no, thank you. No, thank you. I want 3 number 1s.
I'm telling you right now, if Drew
We
Lock
click and hang up unless you're giving that to me.
if Drew Lock doesn't work out, and you're saying to me all I have to give you is 2 number 1s and a number 2, I'm doing it in a heartbeat for Trevor Lawrence. I'm giving him 3. I'm giving him 3.
I'm going to start with 3, and then the Bears say no, I hang up. Who's the next team to call? Who else is on the line, Jay?
Who else is on the line? You got
Detroit?
Cleveland. Cleveland.
Cleveland. What do you want to give me for Lawrence? I got an offer. You tell me what yours is. I'll tell you if it's better or worse. I already turned down an offer. I'll just tell you that.
I don't know, man.
I'll give you Odell Beckham, 2 number 1s, and
I like it.
and 2.
I don't know.
Oh, next. I don't want that headache. Next. Who else is on the line, Kurt?
Colts.
Hey, Kurt. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
I'm
doing good.
I
know this, Mr. Kirkpatrick. I'm not going to mortgage my future because you're not going to play Tua and Trevor Lawrence. So I know you're up to something. So what do you what how can we work a deal here?
Well, I got a lot of lowball offers on draft day. And what did I do? I drafted Trevor, right?
Yes, you did.
So we might be playing them 50-50 and making noise down here in Miami. So unless you got something that's going to blow me out of the water, we're keeping them.
Can I give you any players?
Well, who you want to give me?
I'll give you
Give me Jonathan Taylor.
I can give you T.Y. Hilton so you could throw Tua could throw somebody. I could throw him in there.
Nah, he's damaged goods.
He's damaged goods. Nobody else I can give you?
It's Jonathan Taylor or nobody.
All right, so if I give you Jonathan Taylor, you have to take a number 1 off the board.
Oh, no. It's Jonathan Taylor and 2 number 1s.
Oh, listen, I don't know.
All right.
No.
Let's see it. Have a good one. We'll take the next call. I got 4 more people on hold.
Oh, here's a good one. It's Jerry Jones.
Jerry, how you doing?
I need a quarterback. This maniac guy thinks he wants me. He threw for another 4,800 yards. We went 7-9, and now he's up to $46 million a year. He wants. I'm not
Jerry,
giving it to him.
beat right to the bush. I'm gonna beat right to the bush, so I'm not wasting your time. I already turned down 3 offers. Okay, here's my offer for Trevor Lawrence.
Shoot.
I want next year's number 1. Okay.
Yep.
I want next year's number 1. I want next year's number 2.
Okay.
And I want CeeDee Lamb.
Oh, my God. Send them right now. Send them right now. Send them. I can get my quarterback for the next 15 years for CeeDee Lamb. Send them.
Cowboys get him.
Send them. Seriously, I would do CeeDee Lamb and 3 number 1 picks if I was Dallas. I'm dead serious. I'm not playing around. That's what I would do.
That's crazy.
It's not.
No, I'm saying it's crazy because it's gonna be fun to see what teams do next year.
It's not.
It might be one of those Eli Manning, Phillip Rivers situations.
Yeah.
Somebody may draft him to trade him to a team later on.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right, Mr. Kirkpatrick, give me some final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Week 2 in NFL should be a fun week. It's the turntable week, I guess you would call it.
Yep.
See how good the 1-0 teams are. See how bad the 0-1 teams are. And see who the pretenders and see who's gonna come up curious to see some of these college games today too.
I like it.
See the Yellow Jackets. I want to see them sting the Central Florida. Sting is the word.
Sting's the word of the day. All right, Mr. Kirkpatrick, we will be on Wednesday. We'll try to do some we will definitely try to do some stuff throughout the week. Weekend, maybe I'll post a couple things up on the air.
Yeah.
And other than that,
have a good day.
That's it. Thank you, Mr. Kirkpatrick. I like this. Next week, we're looking forward to, again, having our guy Carson coming on.
Some big things planned with the college season.
Yep. So we'll be ready to roll.
Some live broadcasts.
Absolutely. All right, Mr. Kirkpatrick.
Eric, I'll talk to you. I'll see you on Wednesday.
You got it.